Good morning, everybody. Um, I am Revealing Light Tarot. This is my first video to upload onto my YouTube channel, so I hope that you'll enjoy it. I've got a fairly varied background, but I have been doing tarot now. Oh, look, since I was a young adult, for about 20 years now. More recently, I've been doing it fairly in a fairly focused way for the last decade or so. I recently got a new deck, a Celtic deck, which I absolutely love. Funnily enough, I've drawn the Queen of Wands. And of course, that, as you would know or may know, is all about creativity and will and motion. Getting things in motion. So driving forward with new projects in a very sustained way. So I hope that's a good omen for us. Why I've started this channel is that in my other life, I'm also a writer, and I do a lot of reading as well. Everything, books, news feeds. So I'm a bit of a researcher at heart, and I've been following what's been going on in America since the Trump ascendancy, if we can call it ascendancy. And I've been very involved in that and very worried about that from a global point of view. I really feel that there are many spiritual dimensions to Trump's ascendancy and the rise of fascism across the world. And I really do believe that it's a learning experience for us in a spiritual sense, so that we're learning about capitalism, we're learning about greed, we're learning about corruption, unfortunately, that we've had to have these lessons. But when things are polarized the way they are, you definitely see what's wrong, and then what is right is also highlighted, and you get to make a choice. So I feel that the world is having to make a choice between what's right and what's wrong, to put it in its most simplest forms, but more, of course, because things aren't that simple. It's more about examining in really great detail where our systems of democracy have failed us, and what needs to be strengthened to prevent this again. So, having said all that, I last night had a dream, which is why I wanted to start my first video off. I had a dream about Donald Trump, and of course he was going through his paperwork. He was in an office, and he was very much cornered, trying to find a way out of the trouble that he was in. To me, that really was a prophetic dream that the cards are now going to fall for Donald Trump, that Mueller will start to hit out fairly strongly and consistently, that he has very much been like a snake circling and picking off people one by one, but really the end game is Donald Trump. So he's been focusing on those around, gathering the evidence very methodically, keeping his powder dry, so that, we don't know. We don't know what his next move will be, and neither does Donald Trump, although I guess he's probably got a fairly good idea. So the dream then went on to Trump leaving on a train. Of course, some people have jumped upon the Trump train, but I guess it reminded me of a cult, really, that that he was drawing in his small band of supporters that may be remaining, and heading off on his train. He was leaving, but before he left, he was going to drag certain people with him, his supporters with him. So I very much got the impression that anyone that boarded the Trump train was actually on a ride to nowhere, and that that they probably could cause some trouble as they were leaving on this train. So when Mueller does take down Trump, I think we can expect his base to. I don't want to say we can expect violence, but we can certainly expect them to be agitating and coming out and perhaps even threatening. So we will see some sort of uprising, but in the end it won't really matter because his base has been shrinking for some time now, and there it is quite small. If you take the Republican Party away from that equation, those in the Republican Party who have honour left, if you take those away, what you're left with, unfortunately, are members of the Trump cult. But that is shrinking as people become more and more aware, as Trump's behaviour becomes more and more outlandish. More people are moving away from him, and his power is diminishing. Even his power to transfix the media cycle is diminishing. You see something that he's threatening to pull out of the WTO. He's been leading Canada along on a merry old ride, with no intention of doing any trade deals or a trade deal that's fair and just for Canada. And he's really been exhibiting bully boy tactics. Well, he might have got away with that in the state of New York for decades and decades without being brought to justice. But his corruption, his bullying, his ignorance, his deliberate troublemaking and causing angst and chaos is really on display for the world to see. So his days are numbered. Trump's days are numbered, thank goodness, and those that do board the Trump train are really on a trip to nowhere and nothing. When I think of Donald Trump in the future, I get the image of the hermit. He will retire from public life if indeed he's not in jail. He will retreat. And for generations to come, the Trump name will be reviled. So that will be his legacy. Those in his family will go down with him, who have been involved in this corruption. And I guess from a world point of view, America will be in a position to not only ensure this doesn't happen again, because they've really been attacked from within, but from a world point of view to ensure that it doesn't happen in other Western democracies either. They will truly be leading by example. So in a way, this is the last fall of that corruption, that regressive capitalist corruption. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with capitalism. It's a system like every other system of society. But there is something wrong with it when it allows rampant corruption to take place, and that, unfortunately, is what has been going on in the United States. So I just wanted to do a quick tarot reading this morning. Perhaps using I've got two decks that I'm using at the moment, although I'm getting to know some other decks and some other tarot systems. I wanted to use my my Celtic deck. I should let you know that I am Celtic in my ancestry, Scottish and Irish, and very much the Celtic spiritualism resonates with me. And so this deck, I'm loving this deck. I've only had it for about a month. Usually I use my Aquarius deck, which of course is also a beautiful deck as well. But today I'm going to use my Celtic deck. We might supplement with the Aquarius deck as well. So what do we want to know? Okay. I'd like to know whether there are indictments coming down this week, because as we know, Mueller only has a window of opportunity before the midterms to get these indictments out before protocol dictates that he would need to wait till after the midterms. I think it's only about a week. So really the first week of September is the window of opportunity for Mueller. So I guess I'd like to know if my feeling is that Jared Kushner will be indicted in the next week or so. And that's based on the fact that he's gone after Patton, who is closely connected to Cambridge Analytica. Now, we know that Jared Kushner operated Trump's or was involved in Trump's digital campaign. And of course, with digital campaigns, they need data. They need data, demographic data, which is what Cambridge Analytica provided. So my feeling is that Jared Kushner might be the next one to go, and perhaps Don Jr. Roger Stone is Trump's former campaign advisor, running around saying that he'll be indicted next. Maybe there will be more than one person indicted within the next week. But I feel it's very close. I feel that Mueller will do something before the midterms in that window of opportunity because that he needs to do something to protect the investigation. And the way that he does protect the investigation is to bring these people to justice, so that the Americans can see, can uncover the corruption there and the collusion, because I really don't think there's any doubt now that Russia, or at least Russian money, played a role in Trump's campaign. So let's have a look at, will there be more indictments this week? Let's have a look at that. Will there be more indictments this week? Okay, will there be more indictments this week? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, more indictments this week. Okay, so in the past we're seeing that we had balance. The system was balanced. In the present we're actually seeing this campaign that in a way that Mueller and his team and others that support him have actually gone to war. In a way, metaphorically speaking, they see America as being attacked from within, and they're fighting this battle on their own soil to restore balance in their democracy. So I feel that. I feel that in a way, they're very much charging forward with strong motivation, strong motivation and purpose. I guess what we're seeing here in the future is that it's going to take a lot of hard work and patience to bring these people to justice. But Mueller is a reliable person. His team are reliable. They've been chipping away now for the better part of, a year, over a year and a half. They've been patiently working to bring people to justice. And it's very much concerned with following the money there, the Knight of Shields. Of course, this Knight of Shields is a reliable, hard-working team, hard-working person, and very much following the money. So in the past, we've had balance, and indeed. Trump's has caused an imbalance in the American democratic system, and indeed the world. It's not just America that Trump has been influencing. He's been influencing the world. He's been giving a green light to other fascist elements in society to come forward, but very much this Knight of Wands is all about. Charging forward. There's been, there's been a lot of thought being put into, how they restore this balance into the democratic system in America and more broadly into the world. Honestly, I have to say, I don't know how Donald Trump how he got elected. I do know how he got elected, but his election was based at a spiritual level on some pretty dark forces, which, we've seen throughout the history of the world. It's not been the first time that this has happened, and it won't be the last. So just looking back into the past a little bit, Donald Trump was very skillful, extremely skillful Donald Trump and his backers were extremely skillful in their efforts to execute this attack on democracy. There are many, many, many forces involved, mostly to do with money, and they were certainly, putting a lot of thought into waging this war from within their own country. This attack from within. A lot of thought has gone into that. But look, here we have the Ace of Wands. Here we have the inspiration coming through. The inspiration coming through from the forces that want to fight this war from within. And look at that. When you think about it, look at that image. Rising up into the air, the crown, the fiery crown, the purpose. As much as a lot of thought has been put into engineering this attack on democracy from within, just as much thought, more thought, is being put into how to stop it and how to win that war. And that is Mueller, that is the Department of Justice, elements from within. They're on to Trump at every turn. They're on to Trump. So here we go. The secrets, the moon, the secrets will come out. It all will be revealed. It will be revealed. Donald Trump's treachery will be revealed, and it will be revealed over a long period of time. These things just don't happen overnight. This is going to go on for years. People are going to be prosecuted, and policies are going to come forward. The democracy will be strengthened. So when I look at that, I just go, deepening the reading on elements of the past, I do see that again, a lot of thought was being put into how they would wage this war from within on democracy, and very much here is the Queen of Wands, and I'm thinking this woman. There's very, very much been a woman that has been instrumental in this battle, and I'm guessing that's kind of Rebecca Mercer. I really am. And I think we will hear a lot more about the Mercers as time goes on. Okay, again, we need to be patient. We need to be patient while all this unfolds. Aha, new beginnings. Our patience will be rewarded, people. Don't despair. We're going to have a new beginning. A new beginning will come after this. So, look, from that reading, I think there will be an indictment before the window of opportunity closes this week. I think it will be someone of high standing. I think it will be a major player, whether it'll be Don Jr. or Jared Kushner. Or it could even be Ivanka in some way. Or it could be, someone else connected with Cambridge Analytica. It could even be Rebecca Mercer. So that's really all I've got for today. I hope you've enjoyed my first video. I hope you enjoy my Celtic tarot pack as much as I do. And when I have another dream, when I have some more images, when we do another reading, I'll come back and talk to you again. Thank you, guys.